Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the count, countif, and countifs functions in Google Sheets. These functions are very similar to the sum, sumif, and sumifs functions, and if you saw that video that I made, then you would find these very familiar. If you haven't, I recommend checking it out. In summary of what we will be looking at today, the count function allows you to count the values in a range, the amount of values in a range, not the total sum, but how many values are in this range, for example. The countif function allows you to count the amount of values in a range given one criteria, and the countifs function allows you to count the amount of functions in a range, or the amount of values in a range given multiple criteria. So let's start with the count function. It's pretty simple. If we have company sales on March 1st, 2021, and this is an example, t-shirts, socks, pants, different prices for the sale, we just want to calculate the amount of items sold on that day. So instead of counting them one by one, because sometimes you might have a much larger range than this and it will be tougher to count, we do equals our count function, and then all we have to do is select the range we want to choose. Then we hit enter and it'll give us the amount of values in our range. 17. There are 17 items that were sold on March 1st in this company. Now let's move on to the countif function. The countif function is similar to the count function, but it sums the amount of items in a range given one criteria. I should say counts the amount of items in a range given one criteria. So the criteria we will use in this example is the amount of sales over $15. So it's going to count the amount of sales in this range that are greater than $15. So what we do is we do equals count to bring up, or countif to bring up our countif function, the range we want to count. Then all we have to do is enter the criteria, and the criteria is greater than 15. We have to put quotes around it. Quote, greater than 15, end quote. You hit enter, and 8, the amount of total sales over $15 on March 1st in this company. Finally, we have the countifs function, which counts a range. We will use the same range given multiple criteria. So in the last example, we counted the range given one criteria, that the sale was over $15. Now we'll keep that criteria, but add that it is a t-shirt sale as well. So we'll enter our countifs function, open our parentheses, pick the same range that we want to sum, B3 to B19, put in our comma. Our criteria, we will use the same as the first one, quote, greater than 15, so that's greater than $15. And then for our second criteria, the range is here, A3 to A19, because we'll be looking at t-shirt sales, which are identified by that range, comma, and then in quotations, type out t-shirt. So this should give us the total amount of t-shirt sales over $15. Enter, 5. So 5 t-shirt sales over $15 on this day. We'll do that example again, but with pants. Equals countifs, open our parentheses, select our range that we'll be counting, B3 to B19, comma, and then in quotations, greater than 15, greater than $15 sale, comma, our second criterion range, which is A3 to A19, and the criteria for that range is pants. So we'll do quotations, pants. It'll give us the total amount of pants sales over $15. Enter, 3 pants sales over $15 plus 5 t-shirt sales over $15 gives us 8 total sales over $15, so it checks out. So that's pretty much it for the count, countif, and countifs functions. They're very basic and easy to understand once you grasp it. They have their uses for sure, and I like them a lot. Reminder that they're pretty similar to the sum, sumif, and sumifs functions, so check out that video if you haven't yet. If you liked what you saw today, please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you again.